Not the gay.
She's not into the
Not
gay.
the gay. Yeah, but nowadays, like, she'll go and watch a few shows by herself because she wants to watch all of these like shoujo romance shows, and I'm like, no, bitch, I don't have time for that. So she's like, fine, I'll do it myself, ho. And I'm like, good, do it yourself. So.
All right. So
Okay.
first off, I knew that there was a gay agenda. Alex Jones did not lie to me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai, and joining me tonight, I have absolutely everyone. I have our czar of source material, John.
It's way too early for this.
Shocking. That's... You gotta come up with the new stick, man.
You guys are the ones who are like, hey, John, I know you work third shift and you gotta record. We record in like 4 hours, but you know, can we just do that? Like, I guess. I guess.
We have our poser extraordinaire, Natai.
It's so fucking hot under this blanket. At least I'm naked, so it's not that bad.
Oh my.
Oh my, he's naked.
Naked every Saturday on
Pixar-
twitch.tv/animeclub.
Oh, Hot tub
Oh
streams,
my.
baby, let's go.
Let's go.
Picture it didn't happen, Natai. And we have our chivalry of Shota's Shotaro.
Imagine streaming in a hot tub, but there's just no water, and you're still naked.
Anyway. Alright. So, I don't know. How do I move on from this? We have gotten together this night to talk about a topic that may hit close to home for some of you out there. I don't know.
Simping. Alex?
No, fuck you. Fuck you. Simping is not weird. Everyone does it except you.
Uh-huh.
No, so we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that is essentially going to be revolving around a single question. And that question is this. Is there a limit to the extent that you can be an otaku before it becomes weird? And that weird is in big quotation marks because I know, and I'm sure most of you know, that weird is kind of subjective. Kinda. But we are going to be talking about things that are weird even to a lot of anime fans tonight. So one of the things I want to start out by talking about is, and we've mentioned this before on the podcast, but I think it bears repeating for what we're going to be talking about tonight, is something that comes up in a lot of discussions, like the difference between two different terms, otaku and weeb, right? And we kind of, I mean, the four of us here on this podcast use that term, those terms somewhat interchangeably. Like, and a lot of times it's like, yeah, that fucking weeb. But I definitely think connotation-wise, there's a difference between these two terms. Like, I look at it, and feel free to tell me I'm wrong if any of you guys think differently. I look at the word otaku as like, this is a person who's like a well-adjusted anime fan. There's someone who, you know, lives a life outside of anime, but they genuinely enjoy anime. They may like talking about anime. They may have some merchandise like Blu-rays and DVDs, and they might have, you know, a few figures and maybe a couple of posters and stuff like that. And then you have a weeb or a weeaboo who is like full-on degenerate. Shut up, John. I know you're going to say, it's just you, Alex. It's just you.
I mean, it's not wrong.
And your next line is gonna be...
Nani?
No, but someone who takes it like way too far. Because like, so I looked up a couple of different definitions online of weeb, and like dictionary.com defines a weeb as a derisive term for a non-Japanese person who is so obsessed with Japanese culture that they wish they were actually Japanese. And I think that's a decent enough definition for what a weeb is in connotation, right?
I mean,
I
sure,
don't
but
think so.
I disagree. I think calling yourself an otaku, it's in the same vein. we just say weeb because we're Western culture, but otaku is the Japanese word for it, like for fanatic.
Yeah,
we've talked about
Yes.
this.
literally never hear anyone calling anyone an otaku.
Yeah, like that's definitely something that's a lot more old school.
Yeah.
Like, I know that in Japan you wouldn't call yourself a weeb because they'd be like, what the fuck is a weeb? We've never heard of this terminology before. You would
Yeah.
describe yourself as an otaku, and it's just, I don't know, man.
And in Japan, they look down on that term, right?
Somewhat.
Yes and
I mean,
no.
again,
Like, there is.
it
there,
depends on how far you
yes.
take it.
Well, no. So when you say you're an otaku of anything, it doesn't have to necessarily be.
You're just
Anime.
obsessed with something.
It means
yeah, because otaku literally means fanatic, right?
yeah, you're just a maniac. You're like a gun ota. A gun ota would be a gun otaku, gun maniac. However, generally when you say otaku, they're gonna think anime first because it's like kind of the big thing, and I don't know. There are certain connotations regarding that term, like just like how if you call yourself, well, I'm a good old redneck boy, like if you're from the country, you're proud to call yourself a redneck because you want to be like the rednecks of Appalachia, poor dirt farmers who went and fought for the country, Why, I get up every morning at the crack of dawn, and I go seed my farm, and I
just want to say, John, as a Southerner, I actually know people who talk exactly like that.
Exactly. And again, to people in the culture, like if you're a fucking weep, oh my god, I made coffee and I forgot about it. It's just been sitting here.
Oh no!
Wow. It is too early for it, John.
It is too early for this.
He wasn't lying.
Sorry. I just noticed I had coffee. I was like, oh, I've been wanting coffee for the last 30 minutes. Oh shit, there is coffee. Wow.
I've been
This
yearning
moment,
for this,
this,
for
this Anime Club After
4,000
Dark
years.
moment brought to you by lack of caffeine.
Do
So,
people actually self-identify as rednecks?
yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Plenty.
Really?
that's news to
Of-
me.
Now, I've never heard someone self-identify as a hillbilly, but redneck, yes.
Yeah,
I
because
see.
to the non-white person, to the non-redneck, redneck would be considered a slur, but some good old boys have decided redneck is a good thing because redneck it shouldn't be a bad thing, to be honest. It refers to the Appalachian fighters. Being a redneck is a good thing. It means you're extremely loyal to your country, to be honest. Because it was the fighters of Appalachia that decided to tie red handkerchiefs on the back of their necks to confuse the British during the Revolutionary War.
Wait, actually?
Yes.
Yes, that's where the term redneck comes from.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it meant something different.
You thought they had rednecks from... Yeah, everyone thinks it's because you have a redneck from farming all day. That's actually not why. I learned this recently, so it was news to me as well. So, as someone who identifies as a weeb or an otaku, to me, when you say you're a weeb, it just refers to, I like anime. Basically too much. Like, it's a main defining trait of me. Is what I take it as.
It's worth mentioning. I think it's worth mentioning that that term has sort of taken on a new meaning because, like, in the early to mid 2000s, like that was kind of like a slur almost. Certainly a derivative term. Like, it was not meant to be nice.
Like derogatory term?
Yeah, and it's sort of kind of taken on I would say a more neutral connotation, lately, kind of in the same way that back in the day, I say that as if I'm a 50-year-old man. I'm not far off though.
Oh, here we go again.
The term nerd and geek used to be a derogatory term, right?
Yeah.
But
and now everyone's
it's sort of
watching
been
superhero
co-opted.
movies.
It's been co-opted by people who are actually nerds and geeks, and like they made it seem cool to be this.
So, like, all these terms are very flexible. They can be used to just be like, I am part of, like, a nerdy gaming community, or I watch anime, or it can be used derogatorily still.
Yeah.
It's just how you use it.
Yeah. It's just there's more, I guess, there's more propensity now for people to use it, especially within the fandom, to use it in more of a joking sense, like a lighthearted sense, than actually being negative towards someone.
So TLDR, I don't think there's a specific term that differentiates normal anime fans from quote-unquote over the top weird ones that go too far, because I think they're all referred to as weebs.
True. So I guess that kind of leads me into my next question I wanted to ask regarding this. And it sort of relates to that definition of weeb that I mentioned earlier. So as it relates to anime fans in particular, can you be a weird anime fan if you're someone who just naively goes around praising Japanese culture above your own? Because I've seen anime fans do this, especially younger anime fans.
Japan is so cool. They have like such an advanced society. Like
that is exactly what I'm talking about, though. Don't act like you've never heard anyone do that.
I'm in college again. I'm with the little babies that talk like this. Okay, I know.
Oh,
That was literally me when I was getting into anime.
Yo.
But like, I don't know. Like people like that, they don't necessarily mean it's better than their own. It just is like something new to them that they think is cool.
Yeah.
Which is like,
because
which can be said for any new hobby you get into, not just anime.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my god, this is so amazing. I want to know everything about it. Oh my god, this is so cool.
Exactly. It's like it happens so much to anyone who's like new to anime. It's like he's watching more and more anime. He's more curious about the culture that it's coming from, right? Pretty much just the show said, spot on.
My whole point was that there's a naivete to it, because if you are a new fan, you probably haven't done a whole lot of research into like the culture that makes this thing that you love.
Yeah.
So you might not know any better. Like you might be judging the culture based on what you're seeing in their entertainment, and I don't think that's a fair assessment of the actual culture itself.
Let's be honest. Most people who are new to anime don't know like the state of the anime industry and how like the animators don't get much pay for the work they're done, right? So
yeah,
like,
or the fact that the Japanese culture is one of the most xenophobic cultures on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like when I first got into anime, I was bombarded with all the cool and positive stuff about the culture, and like that's all the stuff I cared about, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. But then like later on, as I got older, you know, I got more information about, you know, the negative facets of the culture. So I mean, there's definitely a chance that you can be misguided at the beginning, but I don't think that's something we can change. I guess that's just human nature. Because, like, I don't know. I personally don't find a lot of people who are literally this stereotype where, like, they just got into anime and they think that it's better than everything else. I just find people that are just got into anime and really like it a lot. So the point where it becomes like a toxic mindset, I think is a very small proportion of people.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I will say I have met people like that who, yeah, they may be newer anime fans, but they definitely are like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Nothing ever will compete with anime. Oh my god, this culture is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think it's just that naivete. Like they just don't know any better, and I don't think they can be 100% blamed for that either. It's just like you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
I see so many like arguments online about against people who are like super into anime, citing the fact that there's a lot of flaws in the Japanese culture, and every single argument, I'm like, no one said that there weren't flaws in the Japanese culture. I don't know why these people are bringing that up. It just feels.
What are you talking about, Sho? Japan is perfect. I wish I was born there instead of
no,
here.
like
Damn it.
that was like commonly understood. I don't know why. It's just like, oh, I love anime. Oh, you love anime? Well, did you know that the prosecution in Japan is 100% and people get wrongfully accused all the time, and then they can't do this and this and this, and Japan has all these problems. It's not a perfect society. And I'm like, I never said that. Can you calm down?
Damn, bro, I just like anime. Shit.
Damn, bro, I just like Chinese cartoons. Why you gotta go all political on me?
Well, actually, they're made in Japan, so technically...
They're actually not made in Japan. Technically speaking, a bunch of anime gets made in like Vietnam or Korea.
In Korea and...
Korea, yeah.
So... Just because a Japanese company slaps their production label on it doesn't mean most of it was made in Japan.
That's
a Japan
true.
original.
Yeah, Japanese original anime.
I don't know. A lot of people view this as like a negative side effect of anime, but honestly, I think it's a more positive side effect of anime than negative, because it's just like it's encouraging like Western people to be more interested in other cultures, and like that will open your mindset and make you less racist. And
Well,
I don't know,
it's
it'll just
kind
inform
of
you more. It'll give you more information that you didn't. You move out of your bubble and look around yourself and see the world.
I would argue that it's like a false equivalency, right? Just because you like anime doesn't mean you agree with anything that anything political, to say the least. Like, do you like watching Hollywood films? How could you support Hollywood, man? Freaking people like Harvey Weinstein are everywhere, you know? Like Dan Schneider with his fucking weird feet obsession and little girls. That's an actual thing. It's really fucking weird. And he works at Nickelodeon. Like that Pink Guy song where he talks about Dan Schneider. Where all my bitches at?
Actually,
Yeah.
oh my
Oh,
god.
that's the inspiration for that song. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's just...
He's a weird dude.
He's a weird guy. I mean, it's like nothing is technically illegal, but it makes me feel dirty just watching the stuff that he likes.
Now, just to be fair, there's nothing wrong with liking feet.
Well,
Oh,
Just
here we
not
go.
on little girls.
yeah, don't sexualize children, people. Don't do that. But
Only
it's
only
like that.
cartoon
Like,
children.
if you watch Hollywood...
cartoon
Oh,
children.
my God.
No, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke.
FBI, open up! Wait, do you wouldn't have that? I don't know what the idea. What do you have over there?
I mean, we have the Shabak, the Mossad. Sorry.
The Mossad. Oh my god, he's gonna get fucking
This is the
murdered.
Mossad. Open up! My point is, just because you like something doesn't mean you support anything about it. You just like something, dude. Like, why is it gotta be all or nothing, man? Like, oh
Yeah,
my
people
god,
always work in absolutes.
You
I
like
don't know
eating
why.
meat? That means you obviously support factory farming. It's like, no, I love eating meat, but I fucking hate factories. I hate factory farming. I think everyone should learn how to fucking raise cattle and butcher their own fucking meat. I hunt.
Natai, you asked a good question. Why do people always think in absolutes like that? It's because that so many people are quick to judge others by their actions and themselves by their intentions. That's why.
I'm so proud of you. I was really ready for you to make a Star Wars reference. I'm so proud of you for not doing that, Alex.
Oh, I was trying to be serious for once. God damn it.
You were gonna say because only Siths deal in absolutes. Was that what you were?
Exactly.
No, I was not gonna say that.
I like the moment I said the word absolute, it's like, oh no, Alex is gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. But I'm proud
mean,
of you.
Only a Sith does think in absolutes, though.
Aw.
No, but that's why so many people like judge each other by these absolutisms. It's because they judge everyone else by their actions and themselves by their intentions. Like, great example of recent times. There's this video game some of you out there may have heard of called Genshin Impact. It's made by a Chinese company. It gets a grant from the Chinese government. The Chinese government's pretty fucking evil. Just because you play the game does not mean you actually support the evil Chinese Communist Party.
Well, I mean, you know, a lot of Chinese citizens don't understand why everyone who's not Chinese hates China. Like, they
Actually,
Some of them probably don't realize there's a world outside China.
again. But here's the thing: like, at least the CCP takes care of the people who are willing to listen to the CCP.
cooperate with them. Yeah.
Yeah, like, can you
But
say
it's
the
kinda
same
fucked
about
on-
in any other government?
That's a heavy price, man.
Yeah, maybe a
Yeah.
heavy price, but at least they're safe. Like, I don't know.
Well, these people don't cooperate.
We shouldn't judge people based on their governments first and foremost.
Oh no.
Oh no, for sure. Like, but I know there's a lot of people out there who will say that like anyone who plays Genshin Impact is evil because they're supporting the China. They're by the transitive property supporting the Chinese Communist Party, and I'm like, no, it was made by people who may or may not support the party, but they can't speak up about it.
It was made by weebs, right? Mihoyo literally means Tekotakus rule the world. Like,
Yeah.
that is their fucking slogan.
Every country has their negative shit, and every country has their positive shit. So,
I don't know what
like,
you're talking
by
about.
that definition, you could not, like, be interested in the culture of anything. So, I honestly, bring this back to anime, being the level and context of people who are into anime liking Japanese culture, I think it's a positive thing. It's mostly positive. They're just like broadening their horizons and being interested in cultures outside of their own, which is a good thing. So
Yeah, and with time, they can learn more and more about the culture, and they'll have a broader perspective.
exactly.
But everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah, but then it's up to like I don't know if it's like their responsibility, but like more like people have been in the community for longer periods of time. Like that, it's sort of up to them to educate like new people. Like, oh, listen, like this is cool, and all that you're new into this. Maybe you should know this and that and this. Maybe it's not really like it's not really their responsibility, but I think it's like something that they can do.
And that also doesn't mean that. I completely agree with you, Ty, but that also doesn't mean that as a veteran anime fan, so to speak, that you go up to every new anime fan you see and you're like, have you heard about Nanking? Let me tell you about Nanking.
Yeah, I agree with you, but yeah, I agree
Okay,
with you.
but the rape of Nanking to this day is still being denied by the Japanese government, and also they have never apologized for World War II. And also on one of their ministries is some guy that was a general during World War II. Who has been tried for war crimes. So like, yeah.
Thanks, John.
Don't make me get into this, man. I will fucking go off. Everyone's got war criminals in their fucking society. Fuck, man. You know why we have rockets? Because of the Nazis.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. We've upset the beasts.
Somehow it's always coming back to Nazis.
All right, well,
when I'm in a
before
conversation.
we get off on a whole political tirade and John forms a new political party.
Dude, let me tell you about unions and why we should have them.
Oh, my God. Please, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's talk
So
about
the thing about the
merchandise.
Nazi Germany. It's
No, my God, stop. That's how I stop. It was a joke. I'm sorry I made this joke.
I'm trying to move on. God, for love of God, let's talk about waifu body pillows.
All right, so I wouldn't say it's necessarily cringe to own anything. Yes, there are some cringy things, but I mean that's personal value. Like for me, I think having lewd figures that have titties flopping about and actually like they actually come off, like they're actually etchy, like they're for porn and stuff. Porn fucking figures? That's kind of weird, bro. I can't.
Yeah.
Like to me, I'm like, why? Have you enjoyed this porno so much that you want to fucking
you need a figure?
That you need a figure? You know, like needless, like or rather, not needless to say. It's not to say that you can't have that. Like, do whatever you want, bro. If you want to be weird, you want to have etchy figures. You want to jizz on these etchy figures and join a fucking dedicated subreddit group to jizzing on anime figures. That's all you, boo. Like, that's cool for you, but please don't let other people touch that before you clean it. It's gross.
It's a very simple rule of thumb. Either your parents or your significant other are coming over to your apartment. Do you want to see this? I think it's a very simple rule of thumb.
Yeah, I mean,
no, like your average, your mileage may vary, and that's up to you, and that's cool. That's totally okay. Just think about that before purchasing something.
Yeah, like you can own weird shit. That's not a problem. It just depends on whether you're gonna be okay with other people. They're gonna judge you based on the weird shit that you own, man. Like again, you got a fucking one of those. I don't know what the fuck they're called. They're like the butts that have like not a fleshlight, but they're the butts that you have that you can fuck, right? Like
ooh,
you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, oh my god,
the fake like
disgusting.
silicone butts that you can put your penis into.
Is that like? Are you just talking about like the detached butt or the one that's like part of the pillow?
It's just a butt with a
detached.
vagina.
Honestly, I think
With
a
a couple of
detached,
holes in
like
it.
a detached butt, I don't find as weird as a body pillow because it's just like a sex toy. It's just like a dildo. What's the difference?
Yeah, but my point was, don't be surprised that if you buy this shit and you leave it laying around and people come over, they give you a fucking weird stink eye. Like, come on, man.
But the same thing would be if you left your dildo hanging around.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
And that's not anime at all. So I'm just, it's just a sex toy. But like, I think that's very, very different. Like, if you have one of those 3D butt mouse pads or 3D boob mouse
That's
pads.
funny.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay, but not the butt sex
Oh, I
toy.
see. So that's your line when it comes to ass, is it, Natai?
Oh,
You can
don't
have a
get me
mouse
wrong.
pad,
Oh my
but if you
God,
stick your dick in it, no, that's not good.
I mean, I don't mind sticking dick in butt. Never mind. Keep going.
So I don't think it's weird to own body pillows, but it is kind of weird that people have body pillows that have super lewd art on them. Because again, what are you doing? You fucking this thing, man? Like, you making it extra stiff? It can stand on its own? Like, what is this?
Owning a body pillow while being self-aware about it, like, that's cool. Like, it's funny, you know, to some extent. I think, like, that's cool.
It's like there's a
Like,
there's
when
a,
I-
there's a
when
guy
I-
on there's a guy on Twitter, Melonpan, who has like 800 fucking body pillows, but he's super self-aware about this, and he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm just gonna be fucking weird for the sake of being weird.
Well, I mean, that's how he makes money. So
He makes a ton of money doing it too. But yeah, there's the whole self-awareness thing, and yeah, I think that definitely plays into it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I got body pillows. None of them are lewd though.
don't
have,
lie.
like-
You had to
Pillows
get
do
rid
you
of
have?
you had to get rid of the
Not
Yuki body
bad.
pillow because it got so stiff that it couldn't stand up on its
Not
own. Don't lie to
Okay,
me.
to be fair, to be fair, that was also incredibly old too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Notice how he did not deny my claim.
It's not denied.
Shut up.
Wait, so which body pills do you own, Alex?
I have 3 currently. I have one of Holo from Spice and Wolf. It's not
Of
lewd.
course.
It's
Actually, none of the
tasteful.
ones I currently own have lewd art on them. I have 9S from Nier Automata, and who's the other one I have? You're gonna make me go in my closet and look for it.
Not.
Why he does that? Like, again, inherently, I wouldn't say there's. I don't know. Is it weird to be?
There's
cringe?
anything wrong with them, but
There's
it's like,
there's
but
no
it,
problem
like,
with being cringe. Again, if you're owning
Yeah.
up to it, like, oh yeah, I own this type of shit. Like, I look around my room and I have fucking weeb posters everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I have Miku figurines and like Nendoroids and shit like that. I love that shit. Like, there was a point
Yeah.
in my life where I found it embarrassing to talk about being a weeb because, as much as I knew, it was not okay to like anime shit. Like that's you know where I come from. That's weak shit. Like that's to
Okay,
put it in.
you know. Go ahead. Let me. You should finish.
Well, I was gonna say to put it in terms that other people can understand. It's like, oh, you're a pussy for liking shit like that. Like where I come from, that's what it was considered. It makes you
Oh.
weak. It makes you nerdy. It makes you like,
Not the toxic masculinity.
yeah, like.
Oh lord!
But that's specifically that's just in relation to how I grew up, where I come from. Like that's how it was. It wasn't just like, oh, you're a weird kid who likes anime. It was something that was kind of made you less than dirt. Like, yeah, toxic masculinity.
I think. Go ahead.
No. You.
By the way, my third
interject.
Daki is Megamine.
Oh my god,
Bro, she like 14, bro. Like, come on.
Bro, what's
Bro,
wrong with you,
She a pillow, bro.
Oh, bro.
She's
It's
real
not-
to me, damn it!
I hate it
It's
here.
real to me.
I
damn
fucking
it.
hate it here. But no, that's all I had, Show. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I think that like the whole thing about these like lewd pillows and mouse pads and figures, it's very similar to like if you have porn as your background on your phone or your computer. It's like it's the same level of weirdness. So I don't know if it's necessarily like an anime thing and just like a porn thing.
I don't know if
You're
people
just, like,
are going
publicizing the
around
porn.
buying fucking porn stars figurines. I don't think that's a thing.
Okay,
Right.
you
No,
say
but
this.
I'm saying that like
Right,
if
no,
you like
Hold on. Natai, you say this, right? But
Correct me if I'm wrong.
People legitimately. Have you been to a sex store before, Natai? Have you ever? You got
Never
you got
in my
lovers?
life, to be honest.
Okay, so here in America, we have sex stores called like Lovers or Castles or like whatever. Fucking AdamandEve.com. Please sponsor us, Adam and Eve. I know you
Oh,
sponsor everybody.
I know Adam and Eve, yeah.
So they legit got porn star fleshlights. Like they make a silicone mold of a girl's coochie from a famous porn star, and they sell that. And they're like, "Hey, you ever wanted to wish you could fuck this porn star? Well, guess what? You can." So
also people
Actually-
buy like used underwear from porn
Wait,
people
what?
all the time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
man,
sell that
they
shit.
some freaks. Okay, they some freaks.
Hell, in Japan, they have vending machines where you can buy used panties from high school girls.
God damn it!
Allegedly.
I'm not
We're
even
not
joking
going
about
there.
this. Like,
Allegedly.
this is a thing.
Not going there.
Yeah,
God damn it,
we're not gonna
Japan.
go there.
No, this is the thing. This happens.
But
So you know what Alex is doing once he arrives in Japan.
yeah, we know what.
You're damn straight. I mean, what?
Oh my god.
God. I don't know if
I
I,
think-
agree.
I think you have
with,
to pay-
the whole. Oh, I was gonna. You can go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think if I remember right, because I saw something on YouTube about this. What you actually have to pay more for the ones that have period blood on them.
Oh my god.
I don't
What
want to
the
do.
fuck?
I want to call you out on this because, like, no way. But at the same time, like, I don't care enough. Like, this is gross. I don't care. That's weird. That's weird shit, man.
That is weird. That is weird.
I mean, yeah, you're wrong. Not wrong. I wouldn't buy it.
Actually, I was
As-
afraid you were going to justify this, Alex. For a second.
As degenerate as I am, there are some places I will not go.
And they pay even more if they have
Yet.
shit stains.
Oh, bro,
God.
no.
Oh.
You can lick it and tell what she
I
ate
mean,
last night.
but
for
it's
dinner.
like,
Oh.
oh my god.
This is getting weird.
Just so you know, I was hungry before we started recording. Yeah, that's not happening after. No,
yeah.
thanks.
But Natalia, you're telling me you don't eat the booty like groceries?
Mm.
That little.
No, but it's like
Mm.
that's fetish shit. Like, to me, I don't understand the fixation between like liking undies in general. Like, it's undies,
Yeah,
man.
me
It touches
neither.
your genitals. Like, I guess.
No, the people on our Discord server give me shit, John, about liking fucking feet all the time.
I mean,
But I mean-
that's just a fetish, bro. Like, that's how it is to have any type of fetish and be like, hey, man, I like
Yeah.
this type of fetish. When you
Like,
share
the point
personal
about fetish
shit like
is that
that,
it's weird.
well,
to
I
other
wouldn't say the
people.
point of fetish is that it's weird.
No, like
But
it's not even.
that's
But
the
it's like to other
definition.
people. It's it's weird to other people.
Well, I'm just saying, if you share your fetish, right, and then it's a lesser known or not looked well upon fetish, because you're right, like some people have like schoolgirl fetish, you know. To a lot of people, like, oh yeah, that's kind of weird, but it's like a normal type of word. We've already normalized this, like that it's okay to like jailbait, which is actually very problematic. But
I like how you say we've normalized that, and that's wait, that's fuck. No, fuck, I didn't mean that.
What?
I mean, we have.
That's rough,
Yeah.
buddy.
Like,
What do you mean?
we've normalized it. What? You saying schoolgirl
I mean-
like fantasy porn is
Yeah,
not
there's so much
normalized?
RP with like teacher.
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
me.
Okay,
Like-
yeah, but I think some of that fetish in particular is just people liking schoolgirl uniforms.
No.
No,
I don't want- this
There's
isn't
a
the
power
podcast.
dynamic at play that people really.
Yeah,
But, like,
there's a
outside
there's
of
a fucking
anime-
agenda to this, bro. Like,
There's
Outside of
agenda.
anime,
There's
there's
an
a
agenda.
school like student teacher fetish. Like it has nothing to do with anime.
yeah.
But anyways,
True. Again, though, I think that's somewhat like a cultural thing as well, because I mean we've talked about it before. It's not apparently. I didn't know this until I had asked a few people about it. Apparently, it's not that uncommon in Japan for like high school seniors to hook up with teachers.
it's not that uncommon in America.
Yeah,
Well,
it's really not that
maybe.
uncommon either in America.
I'm just saying. It's
I feel like we're getting away from the whole point of this entire like,
yeah, we kind of are.
hey man, is
And
it
it all started with fucking Dakimakuras.
well because
No, it's when you started talking about underwears that were covered in shit.
That was me.
yeah. This all started because Alex started talking about his fetish stuff, and he doesn't like it that we hate on his fetish stuff.
No, I didn't say that.
You didn't have to, buddy.
It's okay, Alex. We
We know what
you
agenda
like
you're trying to
feet,
push here,
okay.
you feet supremacist. We know.
We know you jerk off
feet.
to Tarantino movies. It's okay.
Oh God,
Oh,
Tarantino
God.
has a foot fetish thing too. Oh God, you're right.
Yep.
Oh, what's up with that? It's actually more common than I thought. I did not expect to be thinking about
I mean,
this.
it is like I mean of the fetishes
Okay,
I've
no,
heard
we're
about,
not
feet
getting
fetish.
into this. God damn it.
No.
So
Is it
T-
weird
oh,
to own Dockies? No, kind of. I mean, it's
Is it weird to
Depends.
fuck them? Yes.
I hate to hear it. So TLDR, from what I got from this conversation, it's weird to own anything
you want.
that's sexually related, but that's not a unique issue to anime. Okay, next.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. I don't even know how to move on from this.
Alex
Try
really,
harder, Alex.
Alex really wants to go on a
Sho,
monologue
do you
about
think
his
there's a link
fetishes.
between toxic fandoms and weirdness in anime? Silence.
Yeah, like, Sho gonna reply? Like, can I reply? Because I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I would say yes. So the reason I say that is because it seems like the weirder someone is in the fandom, the more toxic they are because of how weird they are in this fandom.
Yeah.
Like, but you can say that about anything. It's not. I wouldn't say it's exclusive to anime. People are weirdly and oddly fixated, especially when they're on the extreme spectrum of like, I like this thing, and they're weird about it, and they're very vocal about it, and they don't care that they're very vocal about it. Which is,
I mean, it's
good
like
on
the same
you, but-
discussion. Yeah, it's the same discussion that like, remember when Rick and Morty blew up and everybody were doing the fucking
Szechuan
Rick.
sauce and
the Szechuan sauce, yeah,
The
and
fuck-
like
yeah.
we go, it's like it's a
But
discussion
guys,
that comes
guys-
up every time something like this blows up.
Guys, to be fair, you have to have a high IQ to understand Rick and Morty.
Oh my god.
All right, thank you all out there for dropping in to listen to us here at Anime Club After Dark. I'm so fucking done. Like,
Can
I
we
thought
ban
this was gonna-
Alex from the podcast?
yeah. Can we ban our host? I don't know. I've been
Yeah,
trying,
please,
man.
please
I've been
do.
trying to do a hostile takeover of this podcast for years. You guys just won't let me. You refuse to unionize, even though I couldn't.
Don't you own most of the
I-
shares though, John?
Yeah, right. He owns,
Don't
He
look
owns all the
behind the
shares.
veil.
I definitely agree with John though about the whole toxic fandom thing. Like it gets out of hand when you go to the extremes. Either way, whether you're talking about extreme hatred of something or extreme love of something.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it is when you have extremes in anything. But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would say that they don't make a good case for being an anime fan
No,
when you got
not at
people
all.
who are like, actually, it's pronounced anime, and
Well,
But it's
Every
like
time you do that
Justin-
voice, you sound exactly like Filthy
I
Frank.
hate it.
It's so
just in
good.
general, anyone who polices how things are pronounced is just annoying.
It's
So.
just yeah. But you have like a microcosm that within the anime community, whenever you have like a fucking like the JoJo fandom or like any shonen fandom, like for most part these people are probably chill, but then you have the extreme parts of like just walking in the middle of the street. Is that a JoJo's reference? Whoa!
Wait
yeah,
until you go to Ty. Wait until you go to a convention here in the U.S.
Oh my
I would
God.
say conventions are a very specialized place because this is for
They
every weeb
accommodate
to
these
come in.
people.
Yeah, like
Very accommodating.
well, it's
Like, don't get me
'Cause-
wrong. Like, I'll pull that shit sometime, but only with my friends and not like shout it to like in the middle of the street, you know?
well, like
Yeah, for
at a
sure.
convention, like if I'm cosplaying, like I don't know, fucking
Guts.
not guts. What the fuck did I do? Oh, when I went to Anime Expo as Pink Guy, and I saw some
Oh,
guy
yeah.
cosplaying. It's time to stop his filthy Frank. You know, I went full Frank. I went up to him like being a fucking. I was gonna say the R word. I know I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I was gonna be really stupid in public, and I did this. There's a recording of me out there going, "Can I have hamburger?" Like in the middle of the fucking streets of LA, just being a fucking weird fucking dude.
God.
But I did that on purpose. Like 100% that cringe. People are gonna see it. Like 90% of people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this person? Does he have a learning disability?"
Hell, if you join our Discord server, you can actually see John in the Filthy Frank Pink Guy cosplay. It's still your
best
profile
photo.
picture after all these
Oh,
years.
God.
Listen, I own my cringe, okay? When I do cringy shit, I do it on purpose, and I don't give a fuck because
Fuck
I've spent a very long time pretending not to be who I am, like having to fit this ideal, this toxic masculine image of like I gotta be a tough dude and I gotta like guy stuff. You know, I can't like anime, I can't like cute things. Like fuck all that, man. Fuck being who you aren't. Fuck trying to be normal. Be who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you like anime, that's cool, bro.
Barbie girl.
Yeah, if you want to be Barbie, you want to dress up, doll yourself up, fucking do it, bro. Like, who cares? As long as you're happy and you're not fucking with anyone else while you're trying to be happy, like, not to exclude people, but, like, just don't be an asshole. If you like something, just don't
I
be
thought
an
you were going to say,
asshole.
don't be a furry.
No.
Not to exclude people, but don't be a furry.
I mean, it is up to God to judge people, but it's up to me to send them to God, right? Like,
Oh no, not those.
No,
fucking,
but John brings up a good point. I think that relates again back to self-awareness. Like for you, like you said, when you were doing the pink guy cosplay, you didn't do that at your fucking job, or you didn't do it on the streets of your
you
fucking
could.
hometown.
I could if
you
I
did
wanted
it at a
to.
convention.
it's TPO, right? Time, place, and I don't remember what O stands for. Occasion.
Opportunity.
Oral.
No, occasion. Oh, stop. No, TPO, something that Japanese people say a lot. You have to think about the time, the place, and the occasion of when you're going to do stuff and how you're going to do it. Like, if you want to be
Context.
cringe,
If you want to whip out your dick, you need to think about the time, place, and occasion.
yeah, like, you
Like
want to whip out
church.
your dick? Like, at a church? I don't know. Are other people there? Yes? No? If there's other people there,
God is
do
always
they-
there, John.
Does God want to see your penis? Is what I'm
I mean,
getting at.
technically, God is always inside you. So,
I hate it.
And that's pretty fucking gay.
king
So-
so God supports gay people. Anyway,
I don't know what testament you've been reading, bro. Aren't you Jewish? Don't you
Old.
believe in the Old Testament? Oh God. Anyway, so as long as you can be weird where you want to be, there really isn't a limit to your weirdness and where you should and should not do things. It's just dependent on how okay you're gonna be with other people, like going, you're fucking weird. Because again, we're walking back from that shopping mall back to Anime Expo, and I'm just fucking at a crosswalk, and then for whatever fucking reason, I just want to give me the pussy boss. Like, I started going full pink guy in the middle of the street, and some lady just wanted to record me. I said, fuck it, why not? Like, show off how weird Anime Expo is to other people, lady. So I did that. And it was fun to me. I didn't really care. I'm doing shit for fun. Like, it's cringe, bro.
because you
Yeah,
weren't really
I
hurting
remember-
anyone, so who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah, and again, it's the time and place thing. Like, it's fine to do this stuff at a convention. Don't do it at your job, around your coworkers on a Tuesday.
It's just a prank, bro.
Activision.
It's just a prank, bro. But I remember something similar happened when what was it? Cells at Work was really popular, and of course, it has the platelets in it, and everyone dressed up as a platelet. It seemed like every single person at Otakon one year just did a platelet cosplay,
'Cause
and
it's
of course,
super
everyone's
easy
just
to be.
walking around going "Anone, anone, anone, anone."
Oh my god.
I find that extremely annoying, but
Yeah.
But again, don't do that at work. Don't do that around your family or on Christmas Day. Just do it where it's appropriate. That all leads back to self-awareness. All right, moving on. So, do you guys think that how people like in the general public who may not be anime fans themselves view anime affects how weird the hobby itself is considered?
I mean, kind of. So when I first
Sort
got
of,
into
yeah.
anime, like, so my sister, for example, she doesn't watch anime. She's probably seen anime movies, like Ghibli movies and stuff like that. She's, for all intents and purposes, my sister is a normie. Okay, like when I think of
Disgusting.
someone, an extroverted American person who goes out and parties a lot, I think of my older sister. Okay, and when I first started being open about how much I like anime and buying, my stuff, my sister did ask me. She was like, "Why do you like anime? Like, why don't you like normal shows?" And it's like, because
Bitch, why you like high heels?
because again, when going back to my upbringing and stuff like that, to like anime and to want to be part of this fandom and say, oh, I expressively and I openly enjoy this type of content, it does have some weird connotations. Like when you think of a typical anime fan, I wouldn't say all anime fans are into lollies, but that's kind of the thing that everyone knows about anime. Like they like underage girls, schoolgirls. They like the hentai with tentacles and shit like that, right? They love Bible Black. I'm not saying
I gotta go.
I'm not saying it's bad to like any of this. Like you can, if you like watching, just do it in your own private place, and hopefully it's legal and hopefully it's not illegal. I wouldn't say hopefully it's legal. Hopefully it's not illegal. That's the important bit here to view this type of shit. But
Moshi Moshi police.
yeah, Moshi Moshi, NSA-kun. But you got to understand that that's what it entails, right? And to me, I like it just because it's just another show. Why do you like reality TV? There's no difference to me. It's entertainment. Like, just because I like watching shonen anime, like, that's not weird. So it's like, because traditionally cartoons are for kids. Liking Dragon Ball Z which is a kid show, is for kids, so you can't be liking that shit when you grow up. It's like, no, fuck that. Why can't you like cartoons? You know? I don't think cartoons have to be for adults, okay? But
I think it's fun going back and watching some of the cartoons that I used to watch as a kid and realizing that there were actually jokes in it for adults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, you should just be able to enjoy it. Like, I don't want to talk about the fucking My Little Pony fandom because the bronies thing is, like, weird, but...
So...
It's just kind of like some people view it as sort of like I know, like, I think people like talk about it from time to time. It's like, oh, you'll grow out of it, right? Like, you'll stop watching.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna grow out of it. Like,
yeah.
Why do you have to grow out of it? Why can't you just enjoy a show?
Yeah, just another thing to enjoy.
You brought up the whole My Little Pony thing, and like there is a correlation, I think, to anime, because like when you think of bronies, because obviously My Little Pony was marketed towards a young female demographic, right? But then a large portion of the fan base ended up being these like teenage and young adult men. And I think some of them just generally liked the positive message that the show portrayed, which I think is why John liked it a lot.
I like the first 3 seasons, yes.
But it was because it had this positive messaging, and it's like all the, like, you know, friendship, blah, 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 blah. But then you have some people that went way, way too far with it.
Yeah. My waifu is actually Fluttershy.
Oh my god.
But I mean, the same thing can happen in anime too. Like, just it's great to like it, but don't force your opinions on it on other people.
You're just gonna drive people away from the thing you like.
Yeah, it's all you're gonna do. You're gonna drive
like,
people who could otherwise be fans away from the fandom.
Don't you want to share like with other people like this thing you like? So don't be like weird about it. Just think, hey, I like this show. It's cool.
Yeah,
be inviting.
Like, people do the same thing with live action TV shows too. Like, fuck it. Breaking Bad was a good example of it when it was on. Like, there were some people who absolutely loved this show, and they treated it like it was the second coming of Christ. And I'm like, okay, it's a good show. I'll give you that. But
chill.
It's not the best thing that's ever been on television, but I'm glad that you like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got for that.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were gonna
I didn't have a
some
segue.
more.
I really didn't have a segue.
Okay.
I thought there was going to be more to it.
Well, I was going to just also add, like, I wouldn't say, does it affect the weirdness of the hobby? I don't know, man. Like, an anime already in and of itself is kind of weird.
It's weird. It
definitely has become a lot more mainstream now, so I wouldn't say it's as weird anymore. But, again, to the normie, saying you like anime does have a connotation still to it. True. Not even calling yourself a fucking weeb. Just like, I like watching anime in my free time.
Yeah. Have any of you recently tried to get anyone who wasn't otherwise an anime fan into anime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, do tell.
Oh my god.
How'd it go?
Very smoothly, actually. So, like, I know 2 cases. One is a buddy of mine from work who is, like, he always said, like, he dabbled in anime, but he never got into it. So, I just, like, recommended some shows. I'm like, hey, they're pretty cool. Curious to think if you like him or not. And he said, cool, I'll check him out. It was pretty much that, and he had a good time. And I was like slowly he's like asking for more recommendations, and it's great. It's just really cool. Another case is one of my buddy's girlfriend, like his girlfriend. So she doesn't watch anime at all. She has no connection to it. But he sat down with her and watched, I think it was Your Lie in April. And she had a great time. Now, she's not gonna watch anime on her own necessarily, but she like because she was sort of like she had this experience of watching it with another person who got her into it, so she had a better time, I guess. So it's just a matter of like just being inviting to someone who is like, even if they're like really have no connection to it whatsoever, just being really inviting, like just trying to show them something that's really cool that might interest them, right? I think that's about it for that.
What about you, Sho?
Oh, well, I got into anime when I was in college, and when I came back home and hung out with my sister, who was not into anime at all, we would just to like spend time together. We would just like watch. I would show her shows, and she eventually got into them. She really got into Ouran High School Host Club because that was up her alley.
As she should.
And nowadays
That's how the Fujoshi begins.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, God.
This is how we.
You were trying to
how
cultivate a
raise
Fujoshi.
Fujoshi. We stand. Anyways, although it's not really Fujoshi, she was just like into the romance, really, not the gay. But yeah, nowadays she not the gay.
She's not into the
Not
gay.
the gay. Yeah, but nowadays like she'll go and watch a few shows by herself because she wants to watch all of these like shoujo romance shows, and I'm like, no bitch, I don't have time for that. So she's like, fine, I'll do it myself, ho. And I'm like, good, do it yourself. So
All right. So
Okay.
first off, I knew that there was a gay agenda. Alex Jones did not lie to me.
The freaking frogs, dude.
exactly.
The freaking frogs, dude.
Exactly.
So, but second off, I don't know. To me, it's like if you just treat it like a normal show. If you're like, hey, I've been watching this really cool show, like, then that should be the extent of it. It's just a show that you think is cool.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be like, oh, but it's anime. Like I don't
Yeah,
know anyone who
don't-
actually would hate anime just because it's anime. Like that to me, that seems like that's so early 2000s. Like it's 2020 now.
Elitist?
Well, not elitist, but again,
It's not an elitism. It's just very like I know a friend of mine is like that, where it's like I'll like sometimes we'll talk about something I'm like, oh yeah, like this anime did it really well, and I would recommend it to him because it's like he's really like a big film buff. He's really into cinema, and I'm always trying to like tell him, yeah, like this anime does this really well and this and that, and he's like slowly over the years, because like he has no connection to anime whatsoever, but over the years like he heard more of it from like things I'll talk about, and he's more open-minded to it now, because he for the longest time he was very much like, it's anime, I don't like it, but not because but it was sort of weird to me because he would watch like some animated movies, but he was like, yeah, I just not into anime. Like, so it's not elitism, but like there is something to it, but I don't think it's elitism.
I just think that we're past an age where people would actively not want to watch something just because it's anime, and that you can have good animated shows. And
Yeah.
I'd say that's more thanks to the rise of more adult shows for sure, like Invincible, that show on Amazon that came out that like everyone loved, would not stop talking about it. I had to fucking watch it. I finally watched that.
Oh, you watched it?
Like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months after everyone stopped talking about it, because I was like, all right, now the hype's died down, I can actually finally watch this show.
Yeah,
'Cause
Sam still went in to watch it.
Yeah, and I would definitely think it's because people at work, for example, were watching this fucking show. I'm walking around the factory and people on their breaks or their lunches are just watching this fucking cartoon show. And these are grown-ass fucking men in a fucking factory. Middle class working Americans watching
awesome.
fucking cartoons. These are the people furthest away from anime. But it's thanks to introductory shows like that, where it's like, just because it's animated doesn't mean it's for kids anymore, which is a good, healthy, positive thing to go into. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I would say in the current time and ages, it's not a weird thing to just be like, hey, this is a really cool show, and it would not matter that it's anime or animated, not just strictly anime.
Like people like clown on the whole like, oh, gateway anime starter pack, har har har. It's like I guess, but it's just like, yeah, these are some good shows for people who are not familiar with this like medium and culture at all to get into anime. Like it's
kind of
It
similar.
makes perfect sense.
It's kind of similar to like foreign films where it's like,
Yeah.
let's watch a show. And then it's like, oh, what are we watching? And it's like, oh, it's this foreign film. Like, you don't have to say, like, let's watch a foreign film. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, it can just be like any other show. Like, and I feel like the more, not popularity, the more advanced the internet becomes, the more all of these different types of media just blend together. It's like, let's watch something, and then it can be anything. Like stuff like Insidious and Squid Game, I feel they wouldn't be as popular like 10 years ago. Like people would not be like, let's go watch Insidious. It's just like, Insidious, what the fuck is that? I'm not watching some weird subtitle bullshit. No. But like nowadays, it's fine. It's like, yeah, sure, let's watch it. It's good. Let's do
like
it.
Squid
I know
Game
people-
is definitely. Sorry to interrupt you here, Alex.
Go
but
ahead.
I actually just watched Squid Game too because everyone would not stop talking about it. So I watched it like that very first week that it fucking came out on Netflix, and I was not impressed. First and foremost, look forward to my 10-episode arc breakdown of
God.
why Squid Game is a bad show. But I would like my coworker was telling me about how her boyfriend's kid, she's like 10, she's watching Squid Game because she plays Roblox, and Roblox there's like you can create mod worlds and stuff like that. Like you can create your own type of game type, and there's kids fucking playing games with Squid Game, and they're trying to watch this show because it's popular. Thanks to things like Netflix that have shows from around the world, it's not that uncommon anymore. Like definitely 10 fucking, you're right, 10 years ago saying you want to watch something that's a Korean film or a Korean TV series, they're like, oh, are you like one of those weird people who like Korean culture,
Yeah,
like
you'd
you
be
into
like
K-pop and stuff too?
or like a film snob, like someone really weird and like not
Yeah.
a popular thing.
Like it's such a niche hobby, but nowadays it's like, so what you watch a Korean show, man.
It's all the same.
Every other week there's some Korean show that's popular on Netflix, and it's really thanks to streaming services like Netflix that have like shows where it spreads like wildfire. You know, it was the exact same way with Invincible, because Invincible was being promoted through Amazon Prime, and more people started watching cartoons. I wouldn't say cartoons. More people started watching Invincible though because it started getting popular, and people like doing what's popular. Why was Lost popular? Lost was popular because there was no show like it before on primetime television. You know, some long-running dramatic series.
When you, just to interject, when you talked about Phil snobs, like it reminded me about the outcry of like these idiots when Parasite won Best Picture in the Oscars.
Oh, that was Parasite, not
Remember
Insidious. It's the way I can't remember film names.
Yeah, you kept saying Insidious. I'm like, that
what?
horror movie? Like what?
Yeah, the horror movie with
Honey,
the kid,
I just want to watch
what?
horror movies.
That's why I was like, maybe there is some, because there are Korean films with weird names like oh my god, I just remembered it and then I fucking forgot it. The one,
That's a really great title, John. That's gonna be like the title of your memoir.
Not that.
because I remember we
Wow.
talked about it last time when we recorded about how there was that Korean show that got adopted into an American film and it won.
Oh, The Departed.
The Departed, yes.
Oh, what was the name
Fuck,
of that in the original?
What's the actual name of the
Shit? I know.
I don't know. I don't know the Korean name, but I watched The Departed, the American one, and I loved it. And I didn't know it was
Jamie,
based
look
on
that
Jamie,
I have
pull that up.
Internal Affairs. It's a
Yeah.
Hong Kong
Internal
film.
Affairs. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was Chinese. I thought it was made by Koreans.
No,
No,
it was
Chinese.
made in 2002 in Hong Kong.
Oh shit. Huh. Look at that. Sorry, source material. Wrong. Only once in a blue moon, folks. No, I'm wrong all the time, constantly. So, but my point is, what was I fucking making a point about? Holy shit! Now I'm lost my entire train of thought because I couldn't fucking remember The Departed.
The Departed is a really good movie if you've never seen it.
Yeah, it's a cop
Scorsese,
drama,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
Martin
Scorsese movie.
But he stole it from the fucking Chinese, man.
I mean,
God
how many
damn
things they
it.
steal from us? Fair, turnabout's fair play. My
Oh
dude.
my god. I'm not getting
Wow.
into this. God, fucking Alex's whole fucking anti-CCP agenda, man.
So I would like to invite our new guest on the show, Alex Jones, everybody.
Oh God, no.
No, I thought you were gonna say Chairman Mao, something racist, but never mind.
No.
Our new guest, Winnie the Flu.
No, we're gonna get canceled.
No.
We're gonna get canceled, Alex. You can't be making jokes like this.
I couldn't resist.
Oh,
God. He got me, guys.
But
Excuse me.
Alex is dead
Yeah,
because the
you don't
Chinese
have to
government
be-
assassinated him.
watching these shows that are based on even just foreign, just because they're foreign, it doesn't have to be a niche thing anymore. That was the entire point of this conversation, of this tangent, I should say.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's new, because like I remember why I was linking. So I was gonna say, with The Departed, it won so many awards when it was when Scorsese made it, but it's based on something that was foreign. So it's not that foreign movies, and especially since this is early 2000s, it's not that foreign films are any different from our entertainment. Like, sure, they might have different values and stuff in their culture, cultural differences, whatnot, but overall, a good film is a good film. And
yeah, a good story resonates universally.
yeah, so for the fact that it got adapted into American film and it won so many fucking awards, it's like, you probably would have liked this show in Chinese. Like, it's just that good of a story. Like, I mean, you could say Scorsese did a way better job of executing the story, which I would agree with, but I don't know if that's because I'm biased. Who knows? But I don't have a breakdown of that. I should do a breakdown of that, but we're an anime podcast, so I don't think I could do it here. All right, I'm starting my own tangent company. It's going to be me and Natai. We're going to be calling ourselves the Joe Bros. And
Oh Lord.
Joe Bros Incorporated.
Joe Bros Incorporated, where we talk about Martin Scorsese films.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every
You
Sunday
heard
on
it here
twitch.tv/Joe Bros.
Oh my God, it's probably already taken.
Most likely.
Probably, man.
So there's a couple last questions to end this out. And of course they're gonna deal with race, because God, we haven't talked anything else controversial tonight, have we? So there's a lot of Japanese people who live outside of Japan, particularly in North America, who are also into anime. So does someone's race actually play a factor into whether it's weird for them to like anime? Because I look at someone who is Japanese, or even Asian for that matter, and I see them watching and really enjoying anime, and I'm like, that's cool. That seems normal.
All right, so
But then so many people on the outside of the fandom will look at someone who's like white or black or you know, Latino or whatever, watching it, is like, what the fuck?
I feel so
I can speak a
unqualified.
little. I can speak a little to for the Asian side. So, first and foremost, when you live in an Asian country, you get more anime. It's just kind of how it works. There's a lot more anime around you, more so than, like, you know how here, what was it, 4Kids? Yeah, 4Kids. We had 4Kids here in the U.S. for Saturday morning cartoons, so we got anime with the weird 4Kid dubs, like with Pokemon and stuff like that. We had a very set block of anime, but it's not weird for Westerners to know what anime is. Well, it's the same for Asian people in Asian countries. You just grow up watching Saturday morning cartoons, and primarily it's going to be anime because it's popular for kids. You know, kid animes are popular for a reason. It kind of just works for all kids of all races and ages. They're kids. Just like how SpongeBob, for example, in Western culture, is pretty popular overseas as well. Like, it's not just in America where SpongeBob is popular. It's popular everywhere. It is.
No, and if you want proof of that, go watch Corone's playthrough of Battle for Bikini Bottom. That was watched by a shit ton of people.
Yeah, so...
But what about, like, Asian diaspora? Where do they fit in? Like, Asian Americans who weren't born in their home country. I mean, I guess it all depends on, like, the culture of their parents and how they grew up in their household. It's hard to make a generalized statement. Because, like, some Asian Americans grew up and their parents, like showed them anime from a very young age, and that's part of their culture. Yeah. And then whereas some that they grew up like identical to like a white household. So it's hard to like make a generalization just because someone is Asian American that they are into this hobby.
Oh
or
no, I was
whatever.
talking about Asian people living in Asia.
Yeah, no,
Specifically,
I know. Yeah,
they have more
Mm-hmm.
anime, so I wouldn't say it's weird for them just because my buddy's from Taiwan. See, we got canceled by the CCP because I just said Taiwan.
Oh shit.
But he's from Taiwan,
damn it.
and he came here when he was, I think, 6. No, he came here when he was 7 or 8. So for him, he's told me about this. He's like, yeah, it's just normal to watch cartoons, just anime in general. It's just there in Asia.
Yeah,
you wake
no.
up, and you got anime.
Yeah, like
So,
that was.
and his parents knew what anime was. Like my mom knows what anime is. She loves fruit baskets.
We love
she loves
that.
Rurouni
So
Kenshin.
does your
and-
girlfriend.
Yeah, I know. Let's not dig too deep into that. So
Oh, do you like Fruit Basket?
yeah, he
Oh
does.
my god. Nice
Fucking-
joke, Natai.
no one knows.
Nice joke.
I hate this. I hate that we have internal jokes now. Fuck. We're growing too big for our own britches, but
But yeah, no, that's what I was trying to link the conversations was that like
yeah,
like,
like,
I-
you're definitely right. I had a friend in I had a couple Japanese friends in high school. One of them was 3rd generation American, and he was like the whitest guy I ever fucking knew, but he was Japanese. Like his family was Japanese, but he didn't speak Japanese, obviously. But they are Japanese. They're just he's 3rd generation. His parents would be 2nd, so they've been here in America for a while. And he didn't watch anime at all. He was just your typical American, unexposed to anime. And then I had a friend in high school who was from Japan. He's a I wouldn't say he's an international student. I believe he came here in middle school from Japan, or like 6th grade or 5th grade or something. But he's half Japanese. Of course, he knew what it was. So it's like it's kind of weird. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's normal for just because you're Japanese or just Asian American in general to have more exposure to anime. Like you could have parents that aren't into anime because I was at what's that fucking bookstore here in freaking my state? Oh my god.
Scholastic?
No, not the
Noble.
Scholastic Book Fair. They do sell manga there, kid manga. That's actually not a joke. But
Wait, the Scholastic Book Fair at schools now sells manga?
yeah,
Holy shit.
when my youngest sister, is she my youngest sister? No, she would be the 2nd youngest. I have a
Wow.
lot of younger sisters.
my 18 sisters and 32 brothers.
Listen, I have a lot of I have a lot of family siblings. So my second
You
to
sure
the
you're not
youngest
from
sister.
the South?
Oh my god.
Let me finish the story. I remember her Scholastic Book Fair. They did sell manga, and that was like a good 10 years ago. So I'm not sure if it's still common now. I have no idea. But the last time I went to one, yes, they had manga. But I was at a nondescript bookstore. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. Borders? Is that a bookstore?
Borderlands.
It is the name of a bookstore, yes.
I don't remember which specific bookstore I was at, but I was at a chain bookstore, and there was this family of weebs. So here we have deadass have like a fucking mid 40s, maybe early 50s married couple looking at fucking light novels and stuff, and here comes their like, I don't know, 16 to 18-year-old son, straight up just like born into the fucking weeb culture, because like they got anime tattoos. They're straight up a generation of weebs, okay? And I was just like, bro, they had more exposure to Japanese like anime than a lot of other people, because their parents were weebs.
This is gonna be what it's like when we have kids.
Who's
Yeah,
we
it's gonna be like when I.
Okay, when the 3 of
whoa.
the 4 of us here have kids.
with each other.
You have high hopes for me,
With
Alex.
each other, yeah, I know, right? Please knock up my bussy, daddy. I can't believe I said
Oh
that.
my god.
Oh my god. That's a soundbite.
No. I'm the editor. I'm not gonna take that. But
Future John,
basically,
please.
my answer to this freaking question is I wouldn't say someone's race affects how weird it is for them to be into anime. It's kind of just a luck of the draw type of deal.
Well, like for show, you're ethnically Indian, right?
Uh-huh.
Would it be considered weird for you to be watching Bollywood movies?
No, but so this is what I was trying to get to, is that like there is a mindset where if you see an Asian American, like in whatever context, like there are some people who assume, oh, they're Asian, they must be into anime. And that can be a toxic mindset. Same way that if you see me on the street, it's like, oh, he's Indian, he must watch Bollywood. which is obviously racist, but not unnecessarily unfounded, because a lot of Indian Americans do watch Bollywood and a lot of Asian Americans do watch anime, but like what we've been talking, it like depends on a lot of different factors. So I mean, I think it boils down to you really just shouldn't be assuming what
like,
people
like
their
I
culture.
get what you mean. Like, oh, you're Asian? Do you know kung fu? Like,
Yeah.
fucking straight out of the 90s.
But the thing,
Or wait, you're
it can
Asian.
be-
That means you're good at math.
yeah,
right?
but it can be confusing because I have seen a lot of Asian Americans who are into anime and who are proud of the fact that they are into Asian culture, or that like they're embracing their culture and they're like, you know, a proud Asian anime fan or whatever. Like
Bro,
they
I could
they self-identify the link between their culture and the anime, and that can be confusing for other people. And so it's like, oh, so this is a cultural thing. Oh, so like that's an Asian thing. Not necessarily.
Oh, I can talk so much about Asian American culture, especially being I'm first generation born Asian American. My parents are immigrants. So I have a lot to talk about and say about Asian American. There's a lot of things a lot of people don't understand being Asian American, especially if you're first generation. Like, there's a lot of things. Part of that, I would say mostly the reason why a lot of Asian Americans have that self-identity with like, oh, we like Asian shit, is because being in American culture and you're from somewhere vastly different with different morals and stuff like that, especially if you're Asian American, is because it gets very muddy and confusing. Like, are you really Asian? Are you really American? Like, it's weird.
For
You know,
sure.
at home,
No,
I eat
totally.
rice. I have chopsticks. Like, I got traditional values that, you know, I'm the eldest son. I have to take care of my parents. I'm going to be the one who's going to inherit the house and they're going to live with me. I'm supposed to take care of my parents. My wife has to be okay with taking care of my parents. Like, there's a lot of fucking things that is weird and unique to our culture that not a lot of people understand. So for an Asian American, especially a first generation Asian American, to take pride in your own culture and heritage is something that when you come to the realization, it's very freeing. Like, for me, for a very long time, I was like that. I was just like, well, I'm like American, but I'm also Asian. You know, I go to school, I got Asian food, and people always ask me shit like, oh, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's just stir-fried vegetables and pork. Oh, but what is it? Like, what do you mean, what is it? It's stir-fried like, what is it in your language? And I'm just like, stir-fried vegetables and pork. Like, bro, it's not number 15 it's not fucking General Tso's. Like, come on. Like, I face shit like that all the time. And, man, this is a fucking very unique thing to Asian Americans. I wouldn't say it's unique to the Asian Americans. I'm pretty sure it's very the same for a lot of other ex-Americans, like
Yes.
Latin American or
For sure.
whatever, so what have you. So, I think that might be a really good topic to dive into.
Oh,
for
totally. I'm just gonna.
Dude, this is like I'm listening. This
I don't
is
know how
really
we're going to relate that
fascinating.
specifically to anime, manga, or otaku culture, but sure, I agree with you.
I mean, we could.
Well, it's
because
because like
double
it's very unique of a thing that a lot of people will never understand because you are not this.
Yeah, no,
like
it's,
having to losing the self identity and understanding like
You
what
know
your
what we could
culture is
do?
and represents.
For sure.
we could literally just talk about this as a WTF
We
topic.
could.
Yeah.
I know.
totally.
I just want
Welcome to the.
I love the
John
idea of
and
talking
show.
about this because we all four of us are from completely different cultures.
That is true. I just want to sum
Yeah,
this
like-
up that it's perfectly fine to self-identify as at whatever portion of the culture you are for yourself, and it's perfectly fine to not. Like, you choose your level of self-identification, and that's like a personal choice that other people should not be telling you how much self-identification you want to be doing. And so, like, if you see an Asian American, don't like, or if you see an ex-American, don't like judge them or like tell them how much or assume how much of their culture they should be identifying as. Like, that is a personal journey that they have to go on.
But
Yeah,
if you do
and-
see an Irish American, do offer them a
Not
beer.
this.
No.
Not
Oh,
this.
here we go.
Racism, man. Yeah, and God, there's so much more to it than that too. Like, being Asian American and not identifying with your own not being able to speak your native language. You know, that is seen as there's so much I could talk about. This is
So that would be a really
to
interesting
me,
conversation.
it's normal. Well,
Yeah,
because
this is we
Yeah,
should
we should
definitely
save that
talk about this on the
conversation. It's really-
WTF because this actually
Yeah.
sounds like a really good conversation to have.
That's because again, firsthand experience with it, and it's something that I went through that I share with very a lot of people have gone through this, but they're in very similar circumstances, and no one outside looking in could ever understand how it feels.
Yeah, for sure. Before I move on, and we probably should end this here. So with what you're saying, Sho, and correct me if I'm getting any of this wrong, I definitely feel like you're saying that with assuming those things about people who may be like Asian American or Asian Canadian or whatever, it's not necessarily true, even though sometimes that it is, and even though it can be racist, it may not necessarily be malicious.
What I'm trying to say is that, like, someone can self-identify the link between Asian American and liking anime, but that doesn't mean that you can tell someone or assume, like, you can't, like, from the outside then extrapolate that and be like, oh, you're Asian, you do this. Oh, you're not Asian, you do this. Like, that's a personal thing. You can't just, like, generalize it.
Yeah, like, with my experience, every Asian guy is going to go through a phase where he likes JDM, the Japanese domestic motors, you know. He loves JDM. He's going to love breakdancing. You're, as an Asian American, you're going to get into K-pop. You're going to fucking eventually play MapleStory. Like, I have a lot of generalizations about Asian Americans just because this is how I lived, but it's not necessarily true. They're not going to all get into this. Like, I don't know. Every single person in every one of my younger sibling has gone through this, but not in the same sense. Like, I would say, like, my older sister, for example, she never got into anime. She never played. Actually, no, she did play MapleStory for a little bit because of me. I got her into playing some video games, but like,
guy, you really tried with her, didn't you?
Listen, I couldn't do it. I didn't do a very good enough job turning her into a fucking weeb, but I did for the rest. So
You tried.
Okay. An attempt was made. For the last question, I'm not sure how to ask this without it sounding really bad.
Well,
I think we should just end it there. Like,
Yeah, I think we should just end it here. Like,
Let's just end this.
so I
here.
appreciate the fact that you put this question here, but I really think that the conversation we just had is a great place to.
Oh
end
yeah,
it.
sure.
But yeah, that's it. I guess the takeaway from this is, you know, basically, if you're an anime fan, you know, like what you like, and don't like what you don't like. Don't try and force it on others. Don't try and force your opinions on others, for sure.
Be chill.
And yeah, be chill about it. And also know that there's a time and a place to express your fandom. And that's how you avoid being weird as an anime fan, really.
Also, feet
Like,
and other fetishes.
Also, no.
and yes, also
Not fair.
feet
Not
are the superior fetish.
Oh my god, no. We've given him too much power.
I would like to point out, John, I'll end it here, I promise, but Kason posted a picture of her feet today on Twitter, and
oh my god,
I have
dude.
that bookmark now.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you out there for dropping in to listen to us. Check the description below to find links to Anime Club After Dark on Twitch, on social media, and on Discord. Check out our merch store and our affiliate links as well. Any purchases you make there do really help us out. With that, I have been your host, Alex, and I will see you next time. Say goodnight, everybody.
I'm about
Anime
to.
is.
Everyone's into talking
Whoa! Everyone talking at the same time. Yeah.
That's it.
What were you actually going to say, John?
Anime is all about tentacle rape.
I'm about
Oh,
to piss my
no.
pants and then sell it on our merch store.
Oh my god.